Hi, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of lockdown. I hope you keeping safe and I hope you're doing well out there. So, today I want to talk about holding space and what that means and why it is so necessary for what we're going through right now. So, what does it mean to hold space? Um, from a coaching context, we learn about this ability to hold space or the idea of holding space when you're working with a client where you create a space for them, a safe space for them to be authentic, to express what they need to express, and to be able to trust in the process. So, in this context, it's very similar. Holding space because a lot of us are cooped up with other people, our families. Um, we have to have the ability to hold space for each other. And to hold space on a larger context, which I'll go to a little bit later. But holding space is about being a container for the overwhelming feelings of others around us, where you're holding somebody through a difficult time. And holding can be physical, but also non-physical. And that's what it fundamentally means, is you become a container to hold a space for the overwhelming feelings of others, to allow them to go through what they need to go through. Now, firstly, it is not about you when you're holding space for someone else. It is about them. And in order to be able to hold space for them, you yourself have to be in a grounded space, in a very centered space. Otherwise, it will become about you and you'll be triggered by them going through what they need to go through. So when you're holding space, you're providing for what the other needs. And what they need could be anything from being physically held, to holding their hands, to simply just wanting to be listened to, where you become a presence, a listening, loving presence. Sometimes holding space means leaving people alone to allow them to go through what they need to go through, or being with them to express their grief, their anger, their fear, and creating a safe container for them to do it in. So that's how you hold space, and that's what you have to begin to do for the people around you, especially in this lockdown situation, because I'm sure after a couple of more days in this contained environment, people will begin to start to get really anxious if they're not there already and lose their minds. And also tuned into social media and news and all of that type of thing. There are so many conflicting reports, and everybody's becoming more and more overwhelmed. So be grounded, be centered, and begin to hold space for each other. On the other hand, we have to hold space in a larger context. And that larger context is Mother Earth, humanity. Because right now, this entire planet is in a place it's never been before, not in our lifetimes anyway. And we have to hold space for this unfolding. And what does that mean? It means that energetically, we've got to put a positive energy into the space that we hold in. You see, the world is an effect of our thoughts and our feelings about it. And when our thoughts and feelings about it are negative, fearful, anxiety ridden, then that's what we adding into this melting pot. And if you can hold your center, be grounded, and recognize you are contributing to this whole all the time, you can begin to hold a more loving space, a more conscious, a more intentional space for what is going on around us. Otherwise, we all just get caught up in this maelstrom of negativity and fear, and we spiral downwards. So hold space energetically, hold a loving space, a grounded space, a centered space. Change your thoughts from fear-based to love-based. Because when you change your thoughts about the world, you change the world. those hardy-das again. So change your thoughts about the world. Change the thoughts you have. Notice if your thoughts are fear-based. Transition them to a more love-based reality. Quickest way to do that is go into gratitude about where you currently find yourself and what's happening around you. So to quickly summarize, hold space for each other, hold loving space, caring space, empathetic space for each other, and then hold Mother Earth, hold her lovingly, hold humanity lovingly, embrace it with love, with positive thoughts, and that way you'll begin to hold things together and hold what is happening to us. Because ultimately we're going to emerge from this, and the world we emerge into will not be the same world we're living in now. And we have to be different to begin to step into that new world. So once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll check in with you again tomorrow. And be safe. See you tomorrow.